Gregory the Terrible Eater by Mitchell Sherman. Once there was a goat named Gregory. Gregory liked to jump from rock to rock, kick his legs into the air, and butt his head against walls. I'm an average goat, said Gregory. But Gregory was not an average goat. Gregory was a terrible eater. Every time he sat down to eat with his mother and his father, he knew he was in for trouble. Would you like a tin can, Gregory? Asked Mother Goat. No thanks, said Gregory. How about a nice piece of rug and a bottle cap? Asked Father Goat. Bah, said Gregory unhappily. Well, I think that is a meal fit for a goat, said Mother Goat as she chewed on an old shoe. It certainly is, said Father Goat as he ate his shirt, buttons and all. I don't know why you're such a fussy eater, Gregory. I'm not fussy, said Gregory. I just want fruits, vegetables, eggs, fish, bread, and butter. Good stuff like that. Mother Goat stopped eating the shoe. Now, what kind of food is that, Gregory? She said. It's what I like, said Gregory. It's revolting, said Father Goat. He wiped his mouth with his napkin. After Gregory was excused from the table, Father Goat said, Gregory is such a terrible eater. I wonder what's wrong with him, said Mother Goat. Mother and Father Goat ate their evening newspaper in silence. The next morning, Mother and Father Goat were enjoying a pair of pants and a coat for breakfast. Gregory came to the table. Good morning, Gregory, said Father and Mother Goat. Good morning, said Gregory. May I have some orange juice, cereal, and bananas for breakfast, please? Oh, no, said Mother Goat. Do you have some of this nice coat? Take a bite of these pants, said Father Goat. Bah, said Gregory, and he left the table. Father Goat threw down his napkin. That does it. Gregory just isn't eating right. We must take him to the doctor. Father and Mother Goat took Gregory to the doctor. Dr. Ram was munching on a few pieces of cardboard. What seems to be the trouble, he asked. Gregory's a terrible eater, said Mother Goat. We've offered him the best shoes, boxes, magazines, tin cans, coats, pants, but all he wants are fruits, vegetables, eggs, fish, orange juice, and other horrible things. What do you have to say about this, Gregory? Asked Dr. Ram. I want what I like, said Gregory. Makes sense, said Dr. Ram. He turned to Mother and Father Goat. I've treated picky eaters before. They have to develop a taste for good food slowly. Try to give Gregory one new food each day until he eats everything. Night came for dinner. Mother Goat gave Gregory spaghetti, a shoelace, and tomato sauce. Not too bad, said Gregory. The next day she gave him strained beans and a rubber heel cut into small pieces. The meal was good and rubbery, said Gregory. The day after, Mother Goat said, We have your favorite today, vegetable soup, but there's one condition. You also have to eat the can. Okay, said Gregory. What's for dessert? Ice cream, said Father Goat, but you have to eat the box, too. Yummy, said Gregory. I'm proud of you, said Father Goat. You're beginning to eat like a goat. I'm learning to like everything, said Gregory. One evening, Father Goat asked, Has anyone seen my striped necktie? Not since breakfast, said Mother Goat. Come to think of it, I haven't seen my sewing basket today. I left it in the living room after supper last night. Father Goat turned to Gregory and said, Gregory, have you been eating between meals? Yes, said Gregory. I can't help it. Now I like everything. Well, said Mother Goat, it's all right to eat like a goat, but you shouldn't eat like a pig, too. Oh, said Gregory. After Gregory went to bed, Mother Goat said, I'm afraid Gregory will eat my clothes hamper. Yes, and then my toolkit will be next, said Father Goat. He's eating too much. We'll have to do something about it. The next evening, just before supper, Mother and Father Goat went to the town dump. They brought home 8 flat tires, a 3-foot piece of barber pole, a broken violin, and half a car. They piled everything in front of Gregory's sandbox. When Gregory came home for supper, he said, What's all this stuff in the yard? Your supper, said Father Goat. It all looks good, said Gregory. Gregory ate the tires and the violin. He slowly ate the barber pole, but when he started on the car, he said, I've got a stomachache. I have to lie down. Gregory went to his room. I think Gregory ate too much junk, said Father Goat. Let's hope so, said Mother Goat. All night Gregory tossed, turned, and twisted and moaned and groaned. The next morning he went down for breakfast. What would you like for breakfast, Gregory? Asked Father Goat. Scrambled eggs and 2 pieces of wax paper and a glass of orange juice. That sounds about right, said Mother Goat. And it was. Okay, class, why do you think that Mother and Father Goat were so upset with what Gregory was eating?
Because he wasn't eating the right things for a goat.
That is true. Do you think that he was eating too much like a human and not like them, and so that is why they are upset?
Yeah.
Makes sense, doesn't it? We are often influenced by what our friends and our family eat, and oftentimes that might not be what's best for us. Isn't that correct, class?
Yes, Miss Roebuck.
Alright, class, now we're going to watch a video. The video is entitled, Why Kids Should Eat Healthy and Exercise.
It's important for kids to eat healthy because then you're going to be your best at school, you're going to be able to concentrate and not fall asleep doing your homework, your body's going to grow up to be tall and strong, it's going to keep your bones and muscles strong. The My Plate icon shows the 5 food groups, which are vegetables, fruits, grains, protein foods, and dairy. Foods from all 5 food groups help to give your body the vitamins, energy, and minerals that it needs to be its best. What we like to say is that there's sometimes foods and then there's anytime foods. Sometimes foods are things like cakes, cookies, ice cream, chips. Those things are treats, so you want to have them every once in a while. But then anytime foods are your fruits, your vegetables, your whole grains, your protein, low-fat dairy and fat-free dairy. So it's not just important to think about what you eat, but what you drink too. And often sodas, energy drinks, fruit punch, sports drinks have a lot of sugar. So good choices for beverages are water, low-fat or fat-free milk, and 100% juice. Kids need 60 minutes of activity every day. It's important to find ways to be active that you enjoy. Riding a bike, skateboarding, swimming, running around at recess, playing sports, dancing, running around with your dog, or chasing your older brother. Those are all ways that we can be active. We have one game that's called the My Plate Blast Off. And when you play My Plate Blast Off, you have to fuel your rocket ship with fruits, vegetables, foods from all 5 food groups, as well as physical activity. And then your rocket ship has enough energy to blast off to planet power.
Find recipes, games, and activities at choosemyplate.gov.
Alright, class, what is one thing you learned from this video?
That there are 5 major food groups.
And Miss Carver, can you name one of those major food groups?
Dairy.
What is your favorite food from this food group?
Cheese.
What kind of cheese?
Cheddar.
Alright, now we're going to do a little practice of our own. One thing we learned is that there's 5 major food groups, and there's 2 kinds of food. Do you know what they are? Anytime foods and sometimes foods. And there's a bunch of these anytime foods and sometimes foods up here. One food that's a sometimes food is these Flamin' Hot Cheetos. We may enjoy them, but they're not always the best for us. An anytime food is something like these nuts that are a healthy snack when you get home from school or at lunchtime, or maybe even before you go to bed. They give you energy and they taste good, and they're not high in fat. Alright, let's let you practice now. Let's start with the cereal. Do you think this is anytime food or sometimes food?
Sometimes food?
That is correct. Though these may be some of our favorite cereals, they are often high in sugar, and we do not want to start our day off with too much sugar because then we'll crash when we get to school and we may not be able to pay attention. How about this smoothie?
Anytime?
Yes, ma'am. This smoothie has fruits and whole fruit juice, which will help you stay hydrated because it'll taste yummy. How about the bagel?
Would that be anytime?
Yes, ma'am, it would. It's a good breakfast. Whole grain bagel with low-fat cream cheese will help you start your morning off just right. Give you lots of energy for the day, so that way you can get your 60 minutes of energy. Without this, you may not have the energy to go out and play for 60 minutes. Then you might be unhealthy. What about these veggie straws?
Would those be anytime?
Yes, ma'am, they would. They have less fat, there's not a lot of salt, and they're made out of vegetables. So it counts as one of your daily servings of vegetables, and it's a fun, tasty snack that you can share with your friends after you get off the school bus before you go out and play. What about this Coke and Diet Coke?
Sometimes.
Yes, ma'am. Why do you think that it is a sometimes drink?
Because it has sugar in it.
Yes, ma'am. What about this pizza?
Sometimes.
Pizza is a sometimes food because though it has grains and dairy on it, it is oftentimes very greasy, very fatty, and it is not something that we would want to indulge in every single day. All right, what about this turkey sandwich?
Anytime.
That is right! You're getting pretty good at this. What about these donuts?
Sometimes.
Why are the donuts a sometimes food?
Because they have sprinkles on them sometimes.
That is not completely correct. Donuts are a sometimes food because they're high in sugar. Though they are a grain, they are often covered in things that make them not as nutritious as, say, a bagel with low-fat cream cheese. So these anytime foods are things that we would want to put into our body. These sometimes foods are things that we might have at home, and we could probably place them in the trash can because we really don't need to be eating them as often as we do because those can be considered very unhealthy for you.